Welcome to Palmyra, Pennsylvania. This is the Nightly News Media Club. We are here with Central Penn Knights baseball. This is Professor Paul Miller. I'm going to be doing the play-by-play here, and I'm also joined by the president of the Nightly News, Brian Christiana. Brian,
hello,
welcome.
Professor Miller, and welcome, Central Penn baseball fans. We are here at In the Net for today's contest between the visiting Valley Forge Patriots and your Central Penn Knights.
You know, Brian, the Central Penn Knights have won 7 of their last 10 games and sit currently at 9-12 in the USCAA. They had a rough stretch early in the season, had a lot of road games, and unfortunately have had a lot of postponements and cancellations that have really stifled the Knights from putting any kind of run together. However, Robert Stern, head coach of the Central Penn Knights, looks to have the Knights playing excellent baseball, and they have, as I said, won 7 of their last 10 ball games. They're going to go against the Valley Forge Patriots today, who sit at 3-21 on the 2018 season, and also have been ravaged by postponements and cancellation due to the weather. But Brian, the weather here today is absolutely gorgeous. 56 degrees, maybe a little cool. 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to left center field. And we are looking forward to this wonderful, magnificent, and momentous occasion for the Nightly News.
This is great baseball weather, coming from last night where we had snow in the Harrisburg area. So yeah, this is perfect weather. You can't complain. I'm just ready for baseball. I'm sure you are as well. Yeah, let's get this going.
Well, I am a humongous baseball fan. I played for about 8 years when I was younger, and I had the fine fortune to call Slippery Rock men's baseball when I was a member of Slippery Rock as an undergraduate. So I have done this before, but it's been a little while. So please bear with us. Technology seems to be going well, sound seems to be going well, and we look forward to a beautiful day of baseball at In the Net. Brian, what's your history with baseball? Have you played? Have you just been a fan?
I played baseball for several years. I currently work for the Harrisburg Senators. I played up until 8th grade for Lords. My father played Division III baseball at Susquehanna. So, yeah, very familiar with the game. He currently coaches for the Mount Carmel area team up in Northumberland County.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he first season, yep, new coaching staff up there.
Excellent.
And my brother yesterday threw a one-hitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, start scouting him for Central Penn now.
Yeah.
On the mound today is a person that's a freshman on the team, Jeff Valdez. He has pitched several complete games on the season and has one of the lower ERAs on the team. He comes in as one of our top starting pitchers. Keep in mind, fans, that when we do play doubleheaders at the collegiate level, they will be 2 7-inning ball games, and unless we would go to extra innings or anything like that. So we look for Valdez to continue his strong season, and it looks like we're about ready to get underway.
Yes, sir. Do you think before we start we should go over the lineups for our great fans?
Of course. Starting, coming up to the plate right now is going to be James Jackson. He is the first baseman today. Hitting second and playing center field will be Brian Reyes. In shortstop and hitting third, Cody Rack. In right field and hitting cleanup today, number 5, Marcus Fultz. Hitting fifth and playing second base, number 14, Waldo Odens, as Jackson takes a strike. Hitting sixth, number 22, in left field, Jeffrey Espinal. And a little outside from Valdez. Number 7, hitting seventh, number 19, and playing third base, Zach Nunnery. Hitting eighth and wearing number 13 and playing catcher, we have Aaron Klein, and the pitcher, number 2, Brian Edwards. And the pitch, strike, right down Broadway.
Valdez, nice pitch, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, the brother of Randy, another Central Penn student.
And the pitch, and a foul off to the first base side.
2 strikes for Jeffrey. But yeah, this field, Professor Miller, is very nice.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Field, grass outfield. You can't complain.
And there's a sharp line drive to third. Unfortunately, took a rough hop on that. Not sure if, maybe we're used to playing on this infield turf, but a difficult situation there at third base for Gress.
So, Jackson's on first base. And up to bat, we have Brian Reyes, the center fielder. Yes, center fielder.
Little high. And they have a play at second.
The runner is safe. So Jackson is now at second base for Valley Forge.
Looked like that pitch got away from him there, Brian.
Yeah, it was a little high. Yeah, he'll have to have... I'm sure he'll rebound from it. Jeffrey's a good pitcher.
So at the plate, Brian Reyes playing center field today. And there's another pitch.
One.
And they've already moved Jackson over to third base.
Time is called. And Coach Brown is going to come out and talk to the pitcher.
I'm not sure if he's just not getting a good grip on the ball. Maybe he's... it's not super cold out today, so I wouldn't imagine that that's got a whole, issue. But we shall see. Maybe he just wants to get his starting pitcher settled down. As we mentioned, Valdez has several complete games. So it looks like a quick trip to the mound, and it looks like everything is okay. Maybe it is just a little bit of confusion with signs. I mean, that's one of the only things I could imagine with the catcher not being able to field those last two balls. Valdez taking the rubber, keeps an eye on third. And a nice pitch.
Literally,
but that will be foul.
Net. Off the net. We have two officials today. I'm sorry, umpires. Wrong sport.
Reyes is hitting .377 on the year, 2 home run, 15 RBI, and is second on the team in RBI and second on the team in home runs. So he's got a good stroke. And a shot to left. That's going to bring a run home for Valley Forge. 1-0. Two early base hits for Valley Forge, which brings up the shortstop, number 24, Cody Rack. Rack batting .347 on the season, 1 home run, 20 runs batted in. Looking back over to first.
Throws it to Chris Rosario over there at first. Another freshman for the Knights.
Reyes does have 6 steals and is tied with Jackson for the team lead. The pitch just a little high and outside. As I mentioned, Brian, the Knights are riding a little bit of a hot streak here. 7 out of their last 10 games where they were victorious. We are joining you here for a doubleheader at Palmyra in the Net Park, one of the nicer parks. Hey, right back at us. Foul. If you can see out to left field, you can see that they've sort of emulated the Green Monster. Only 285 to left, but you'd have to hit a mammoth shot to get that over the fence out there and left.
This is just a great facility in general.
It's beautiful.
Inside, I was inside before, and that is it a soccer field, whatever field that was just
they
gorgeous.
Play. I'll tell you, here at In the Net, U.S. field hockey actually practices down in this area on occasion.
Wow.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of there's something to be said for indoor athletics, especially when you consider how cold it's been recently. Yeah. The pitch from Valdez,
foul ball.
Just foul. So that'll be 2 strikes on Rack.
Did the coach just kick that ball? I think he did. But yeah, as you said before, the Knights have been winning recently. There's a lot of very good competition in the USCAA this season. Penn State Wilkes-Barre, Penn State Du Bois, Penn State Schuylkill, it's just all over. Penn State Wilkes-Barre was also in the USCAA basketball tournament with us this season.
USCAA 35 teams. We are currently 19th standing-wise as far as winning percentage, 22nd in the coaches poll. So we, with a strong end of the season here, Brian, I foresee there could be postseason in the Knights' future.
Yes, and I read that this year's USCAA tournament is at Du Bois, Penn State Du Bois.
Excellent. A little high, but it looked like the catcher was setting up there. Well, Brian, I got to tell you, man, this is a wonderful experience to have with you, and I have to give you and your colleague Ian Kemmerer a lot of credit. In my projects and corporate communication class, they actually developed this whole project. Nice curveball there, but it looks like that's out of play. Developed this project. This is an initiative that we've been working on for nearly a year, and are so happy that we are able to bring this to you live here, supporting our Central Penn Knights.
And as always, you can follow us on Facebook at the Nightly News the Media Club at Central Penn College. We do a lot of good work with journalism, podcasting, all the works.
Runner goes. He's in there for a steal. That'll be the 7th steal on the season.
You can read stories on the baseball team there. I did a preview this season, and yeah, there's a lot of good content there regarding the life of Central Penn.
And certainly some of it you're helping to develop. And of course, we do the Nightly News podcast each and every Tuesday, 8 a.m. That's released. Biller's trying to sneak in behind second. And another foul.
Tip for Rack.
Valdez racking up the pitch count here early. Still no one out. Runner in scoring position. And 1-0 Valley Forge.
Rack is really fighting to survive here against Valdez.
Still 2 strikes, though.
Drew Myers behind the plate for the Knights.
I'll tell you what, I don't envy catchers. It's a very difficult position to play.
Yeah.
Especially on cold days.
Any day. Any day.
Another foul. Rack is definitely battling here with Valdez.
And of course, we have a photographer out in the field. We have Michael Ademola. He is taking photos of the team. Yeah, it's great. We're just everything. Photography, podcasting, all the works here. The Media Club's really growing.
And we'll talk about, we've got a couple of big initiatives popped up. That's going to go back out of play just behind us. We've got a lot of initiatives for the Nightly News that we'll be talking about throughout the broadcast today. And the payoff pitch, Valdez. Little high, and walks him. Which brings to the plate Marcus Foltz. Foltz will be in right today. Foltz 1 home run, 8 RBI. Batting .267 on the season. Another one low, but nice play there by Myers. Still has an opportunity to get out of this inning with a ground ball right here. None down, but this ground ball would certainly go a long way to helping them get out of this.
Yeah. The Knights desperately need an out right now. Oh, he
a
bunts
bunt, and that's going to go foul. Fortunately for the Knights, that could have been ugly.
That was a nice bunt.
That could have been a bunt for a base hit there to load the bases.
And of course, the Knights got brand new uniforms this season. Yeah, very nice. They have they're with Nike on them. I am correct when I say this, but they have a uniform with their names on the back.
Nice curve, but looked like it a little high. This is actually one of the first few home games of the season. We've been waiting to call games for quite some time, but unfortunately, due to the weather conditions, there's only been just a couple of home games for the Knights.
Ooh.
Looked like he offered at it, but the ump does not agree. 2 balls on Fultz. Knights fans, we will also be back on Friday evening for a 6 o'clock start time, and we will also be joining you on May 8th. So 3 doubleheaders. We're going to be calling a total of 6 ball games this season for the Knights.
It's a great step for the school.
I mean, and again, you know, it's with thanks to many of the families of Central Penn Knights players, the support from our communication department, the support from our athletic department, that we were able to do this, Brian. I mean, at some point, feel free to, you know, fill us in on all the backstory that you did over the last, 4 months, really, since the beginning of the year. This is a lot of what you and Ian and you know, really did a wonderful job.
Oh, that's a pop-up.
Fly ball in the infield, calling for the fly roll, and Biller closes it for the first out.
This Knights team has come a long way this season. They had some heavy competition in the early season, playing a lot against some D2 teams. So, yeah, the Knights have been playing some really good teams. But, yeah, as you were saying before, I was working on a project with Ian. We were getting everything prepared for this season.
This could get him out of the inning here. Nice dig and a double play to end the inning. Brian, I promise we'll come right back to that story. What a beautiful start for Valdez. Had a tough inning, but only 1 run to show for it. It's 1-0 Valley Forge. Feeling motivated? Would you like to get a jump start on your college education? Central Penn College is offering a $2,000 early start scholarship. The Early Start Scholarship is available to students to get a head start on their education by enrolling for Central Penn's summer academic term. Scholarship recipients will be awarded $2,000 to be divided over their first 4 terms of tuition. Up to 90 students are awarded the Early Start Scholarship annually. So to do so, apply to Central Penn College by visiting centralpenn.edu/apply. Central Penn starting lineup. Batting first, number 17, shortstop, Quinton Heckard. Hitting second, number 3, Brandon Cassiano, and playing right field. Number 3, hitting third, number 15, Todd Cook is the DH today. Batting cleanup, number 34, Chris Rosario, he's at first base. Hitting fifth, number 14, Aaron Gress. Hitting sixth, number 9, the second baseman, Jerry Biller III. Batting seventh, and playing left field, number 30, Cameron Woodward. Batting eighth, number 51, catcher Drew Myers. And in the 9 hole, number 4, center fielder Christian Fulp. So Central Penn comes to the plate. Leadoff hitter Quinton Heckard.
Corporate communication student.
And while our most recent statistics don't necessarily reflect some of the most recent games of this week, at last note, based on our stats from up to yesterday, Quinton's hitting .345 on the year with a home run, 6 RBI.
Ball 1 thrown to Quinton. Quinton, he is 5'8", 155 pounds from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He went to Central Dauphin East. And I like this about him. He's a Yankees fan. And he's a big fan of Derek Jeter.
Well, I mean, he is a shortstop, so a good person to emulate there as far as that goes. A little high. From Edwards. Brian Edwards, the freshman out of Oakland, California.
Wow.
He's come a long way to be here with us today.
Wow, that was
Nice off-speed pitch there. Looked like a changeup for a strike. Central Penn's coached by Robert Stern. Coach Stern has been a baseball coach in the Harrisburg area for over 25 years. He was a JV coach of the Harrisburg Cougars for 6, as well as the assistant varsity coach for 4. He's coached in American Legion Ball, Twilight Ball, and a lot of other youth organizations. So obviously, the Knights in good hands with Robert Stern.
Working with the youth is a really good start. It's a really good start for them.
Well, I mean, you know, of course we would all love all of our players to go to the big leagues and go to professional ball, but, you know, this is the end of the road for a lot of these students, and to be honest with you, I think that having these athletics is a wonderful thing, but I think all the students are also realistic that, you know, school does and should be a priority in their lives. But at the same time, it takes the right kind of person to be...
Quinton, he steals second successfully.
Trying to figure out what the call was there. Looks like he's in at second. Called a strike. That was very unique. I don't know that I'd seen anything quite like that. Pitcher definitely bothered by Heckard.
Takes a huge lead.
Edwards sets. Heckard's on the way to third, and he's in there.
He's in there in the third
Does
baseman.
overslide the bag, and he's fortunate that throw wasn't on the money there, because he may have a balk. So there was a balk on that last play from our official scorekeeper.
Mr. Ian Kemmer, the vice president of the Nightly News and the vice president of the Drama Club.
Heckard on third now. And Brandon Cassiano,
residential assistant on campus,
takes a strike on the inside corner. I'll tell you what, Edwards has a nice off-speed pitch there.
He does. He has a very nice pitch.
Looks sort of like a slider.
It's crazy.
A little bit outside.
Oakland, California.
Cassiano walks.
And Todd Cook, the designated hitter, is up to bat.
Tell us a little bit about Mr. Cook.
Todd Cook. He is a sophomore. He is 6 foot with 200 pounds from Littlestown, Pennsylvania. The same high school as Curtis Volker.
Really?
Yeah. He is a
We'll have to
business
talk.
major.
We'll have to talk about Mr. Volker here. We missed, unfortunately, his fundraiser he was doing today. Cassiano takes second. Central Penn running all over the place here today against Valley Forge. Maybe they were scouting Edwards before the game. A little high.
Yeah, Todd Cook. He's a former tight end at Littlestown. He works at UPS, and he attended the same high school as his teammate Ryan Strevig.
Interesting. Nice pitch down the middle.
His favorite player is Adam Jones, too.
Very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jones after the season. He is a free agent at the end of the season.
That loaded 2019 free agency class featuring Bryce Harper, Manny Machado,
Josh Donaldson as well.
he's currently on the DL, if I'm correct.
And I think he may find himself having a difficult time finding a contract next year.
Yeah, look at Jose Bautista.
Yeah, I mean it's quite amazing.
Jose Bautista, who a few years back was hitting 40, 50 home runs, and now can't even find a job.
A little high from Edwards there. Edwards has only pitched 4.2 innings on the season and has allowed 10 hits and 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Has not started a game this season, so this is his first start of 2018.
We have Quinton Heckard on third, Brandon Cassiano on second.
2 men in scoring position and nobody out for the Knights.
Todd.
And a ground ball to the hole.
That's a base hit.
That slides through. It will score Heckard. Tying the score at 1. Cassiano to third. Cook with a single. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Chris Rosario, the first baseman. And Edwards finding himself in quite a bit of trouble.
Todd Cook.
Cook uncontested to second.
I think he honestly could have threw the ball to second.
At some point, there's going to have to be a little bit either closer eye on men on first, because that's 3 steals this inning. And high.
He tried fooling Chris with that breaking ball there.
The pitch just caught the outside corner.
Again, we'd like to thank the parents that are at their homes listening to this game. It's great. We thank you for your constant support of the college and all you do for the team.
Edwards delivers.
Chris fouls it off.
And unfortunately, fouled it off grass. I hope that didn't hurt too bad there. Straight back. Edwards ready. Caught Rosario looking. 1 down
backwards
for the Knights. And the third baseman, Aaron Gress, comes to the plate. Little high. So Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about the project that you did and where sort of this all came from?
So yeah, I was approached by Professor Miller, my colleague here, and athletic director, Dave Baker, and it was thrown out to him that they would like that parents and community members would like to see the Knights play baseball. Some fans can't make it, so they'd like it to be shown electronically. And as a future broadcaster in the making, I hope, I said, all right, let's do this. And yeah, there was a lot of work put into it. We did a lot of research, did a lot with working with Mevo. It was great. It's something I can put on my LinkedIn, my resume.
Oh, without a doubt. Brian, this is a really awesome opportunity. With being the inaugural game, you'll be able to tell your kids that you called the first game in Central Penn men's baseball history.
Yeah.
And that'll be something that, someday that's how you get buildings named after you.
That's great. I'm happy to be here. I know Ian's happy to be here. I think this is the future of Central Penn sports right here.
Without question. And we've already, for all you basketball fans, Knights basketball fans, we look forward to calling those games as well. We hope to maybe travel. Oh, line shot down to third. Fair ball.
And Gress is on first.
I don't know how they're going to score that. But we now have bases loaded.
Up to bat,
Jerry Biller.
Is Jerry Biller, indeed. Chicago Cubs fan.
So, me and him have one thing in common, that's for sure. I didn't know he was a Cubs fan.
Yeah. Hey, I've respected the Chicago Cubs for the longest time. Ian just stopped
Foul. If you would.
Cam Woodward is on deck.
Biller with the bases loaded, only one out.
It's great. Jerry, he's a resident of Florida, and he hits it to right field. It's caught by the right fielder. Tying up his Cassiano. Plant the plate! And he's safe!
Beautiful play there from the Knights. Cassiano makes it 2-1. And a sacrifice fly from Biller. And Woodward comes up to the plate, the left fielder, batting 7th today. Cam Woodward.
Uh-oh.
Umpire stops play for a moment. It appears that there's a concern about the amount of area in the on-deck circle. Very interesting turn of events here. So 2 down.
So the main question is, does the run still count?
The run counts. Yeah, I think they're just concerned about the on-deck circle because Woodward was hit. Another off-speed pitch. I will tell you that Edwards does have a nice off-speed pitch that he's used thus far. Runners on second and third. 2 down. Outside.
Oh,
and he swings at one just a bit outside of the zone.
I'm gonna read some facts on Cam Woodward for our great fans today. Cam Woodward he's number 30, I'm sorry.
And right up the middle, he's got to go to first to get him, and he does.
So that's 3 outs for the Knights.
That said, 2 runs for the Knights. And the score after 1, 2-1.
Now currently the umpire's talking to Drew Myers.
I'm interested on what happened there. We may have to follow up with that soon. Do you dream of playing sports at the collegiate level? Well, Central Penn College might be a right fit for you. Our unique sports offerings allow students to keep their competitive spirits alive while pursuing academic goals. Although we are a small college, the Knights are mighty. Did you know that Central Penn College regularly competes against NCAA Division I schools? If you're interested in becoming a Knight, please visit centralpennknights.com and fill out our recruitment form.
I like Central Penn. I love it.
Well, I would certainly hope that you would say that, Brian. Of course you do. No, it's a very... I'm very, very fortunate. I've been with Central Penn for 5 years as a professor, and I've been full-time for a little over 2 years now, and this is just such a wonderful opportunity for me to be able to do this with you, Brian. I'm a huge baseball fan, and the ability to represent the school and call the first game is fantastic.
Yeah, Central Penn is really, it's all eyes forward for them. They're doing some really great things. The live streaming is good. The theater has been doing a lot recently.
Yes, and we are certainly looking forward to all kinds of different things coming up in the theater. We just had Reclaiming My Time, which is an original piece by Professor Maria Chow, and Janet Bixler is also the theater director. She's a huge help. Obviously, I'll be doing Big Lebowski. For all of you Big Lebowski fans, we'll talk much more about that in a future segment. But yeah, coming to the plate here is number 22, Jeffrey Espinal.
A left-handed batter. Huh. Did you say his name was Jeffrey? The batter?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Jeffrey pitching, Jeffrey batting. They both wear 22, and wow! That's out to left center field. Oh, and it drops. He's running to second. And he's safe at second.
That looked like it almost bounced into a puddle there.
Yeah.
With the double from Espinal.
That is Christian Volpe out there in center field for the Knights. Another corporate communication student. Isn't that great?
Very happy to have both Quinton and Christian in my class currently. Next up to the plate, we have number 19, Zach Nunnery. Nunnery's playing third base today. And Nunnery's hitting .297 on the season. No home runs, 7 runs batted in. Does have 12 walks, second on the team.
Wow. That's impressive.
So he's got a good eye.
Yeah.
So Valdez is going to have to be very careful how he handles this situation.
Patience is such a big part about baseball, too. Yeah, patience. I feel patience with any sport makes an athlete. As they say, patience is a virtue.
It is. And straight back the foul. Valley Forge, coached by Brian Algeo, a 2007 graduate of the University of Valley Forge, earned his degree in youth ministry. He was a 2-year starter for the men's baseball team and just completed, this is into his 2nd year as head coach of Valley Forge men's baseball coach. And they had an 8-23 record last year, just a little bit outside, and walks them. There was a base open there. So maybe that's why Nunnery got the free pass, and he comes back with the whole idea of that's now his 13th walk of the season. Algeo from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, spent 9 years in that area, out toward the Pittsburgh area.
That is a nice area.
Valdez gets himself in trouble again this inning. No one out. First and second. Which brings up Aaron Clan.
Oh, running down the first base.
He does
Jerry
get an out
covers
there. Biller does cover first. But the runners do advance for a sacrifice. Fielder's choice. Which brings up the pitcher. 2-1 Central Penn. Top of the second. Brian Edwards calls time. Edwards batting .175 on the season. No home runs. 2 runs batted in.
Look at, do you see those cleats he's wearing? They're pretty nice.
This has got to be interesting, playing on an infield turf and an outfield grass is the makeup. I know it's a little possibly difficult to see in our feed, but the infield is a turf, and the outfield is natural grass. So that's got to be very interesting when you're, a shortstop, second baseman like, let's say, Biller, going from the turf to the outside.
You've been on turf before.
Of course, but I've never seen something quite like this, a makeup of a field. But beautiful conditions. It's actually probably for the best at this point,
Yeah, I think this is, again, like I said before, this is a very nice facility. Yeah.
Valdez, nice cutter there.
Palmyra is a very nice area, too. It's not far from Hershey. It's not far from Harrisburg.
That was only just under 30 minutes it took us to get here.
No traffic on 81, fortunately.
Little high from Valdez. 2-1 the score, but Valley Forge threatening. Second and third, only one down. Another beautiful pitch. That's 2 strikes on Edwards.
The Knights have been very busy also with the minor league baseball program. On May 4th, they will be at Clipper Magazine Stadium for the Lancaster Barnstormers game. It's alumni night.
The team's going to that?
I don't know if the team will be there, but
for our alumni, of course.
yeah, and it's for new grads. That's only a week before commencement.
Another foul. Edwards works the count.
There's a lot of good students graduating this year. Also, Nightly News member Paul Jones, he's going to be graduating this year.
Well, of course, Yuli and Cy both
Yes.
have graduated and believe will be participating in commencement.
Yeah, Cy Pinthon and Yuli. Oh, I miss them. I miss them so
There's
much.
a shot to third.
Oh.
They still have a chance to come back and get him.
Wow, what a play!
A great play, but a run scores.
Wow, you don't see that very often.
You don't. Edwards with a single, but I suppose that would be a fielder's choice. I think the ump thought that we were the grounds crew.
Huh.
But Edwards gets the first. Now first
With the pitch.
runner at first base, a little outside.
That'll boost.
Now 2 down in the top of the second.
That'll boost Edwards' average a little bit from the 175.
He goes to second. It's a strike.
Oh, Jerry! Oh,
It
he got under.
was a good throw, but it looked like Edwards had a really nice jump on that play. A 1-1 count.
Just so appreciative for this weather.
Oh,
This
absolutely.
is great weather for baseball.
Absolutely.
We are currently at 49 degrees.
I thought it was supposed to be a little warmer today.
It'll hit a high of 53 today. And then tomorrow it will rain. But Friday it'll be 52 degrees and sunny.
Well, again, check us out Friday evening. Central Penn Knights baseball coming back at you for a games 3 and 4 on the slate this season of the 6 that we're going to be calling.
Yeah, I'll be there with Professor Tom Davis. Thank you again for all your help you've done in this project.
Valdez loses him. And Jackson to first on a base on balls. So yes, 6 o'clock, join us right back here on the Nightly News YouTube channel. We'll have another doubleheader, and we'll be taking on Christendom. We'll also join you May the 8th as well, so mark your calendars.
Oh, I bet the weather's gonna be nice at that time.
Wild pitch.
All right, now Drew
Which
Myers,
advances the runners.
Drew Myers and Jeffrey Valdez are having a little meeting at the pitcher's mound.
2 down,
Chris Rosario joins them.
2 down, 2 outs. Second and third. 2-1 ball game here. Central Penn up. Yes, 2-2. I apologize. Thank you, Brian. And threatening. Valdez high. And at the plate, Brian Reyes, the center fielder. Reyes with a single in the first inning. And Valdez struggles to find the plate. Valdez was able to get out of it in the first. Can he do it again? Nice curveball there.
That was a great pitch by Jeffrey.
I'll tell you, the off-speed offerings here are fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the fastballs that the pitchers are struggling with. Valdez outside and loses Reyes.
And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate we don't have one of the helpers in this whole project, Dave Baker, here today.
I think Dave will be along potentially later, if not on Friday, so we should be able to hear from Dave.
Exciting.
And I'm sure that he is watching now, and I'm sure that he is extremely excited for this initiative.
The head baseball coach, he's at
Stern to the mound, and Valdez will exit after 1 2/3 innings.
And coming to the mound for the Central Penn Knights will be Luis Padilla, number 12.
And Padilla will take a few warm-up pitches here.
Luis Padilla, he is a sophomore, information technology major. This was funny about Padilla. He's a Yankees fan, but take a guess who his favorite player is.
Harper?
Francisco Lindor.
Interesting. I actually got to meet Francisco Lindor over at the island, over at the Senators.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's from Lancaster. He went to McCaskey High School. And a quote that he likes to go by: "There may be people that may have more talent than you, but there is no excuse for anyone to work harder than you do."
And that's absolutely true.
That's a great quote.
Valdez is going to leave today. He's charged with the 2 in. He's also got 3 men on base, and he walked 4. So he did have some good stuff working. He pulled the Houdini act in the first inning, but Stern decides to go to Padilla.
Oh, wow, it was a nice pitch during his warm-up.
Padilla's appeared in 4 games this year, 14 innings pitched, 22 hits, and a 7.71 ERA. He's got a nice tailing fastball there. Again, today's broadcast brought to you by the Central Penn Nightly News. Professor Paul Miller here, co-advisor of the Nightly News, also sitting in with Nightly News President Brian Christiana on a beautiful day here in Palmyra at In the Net. About 50 degrees, about a 5-mile-an-hour wind. Padilla, about a 3/4 delivery there.
That release, huh?
Cody Rack up to the plate. Rack with a walk in the first inning. Nice pitch there from Padilla. Takes him to 1-1. Bases loaded. Game tied at 2. Top of the second inning. Padilla, another good pitch, but just fouled by Rack.
Oh, wow, I didn't know. Huh. They have the Valley Forge players on the other side, closer to Central Penn dugout.
I wonder if it's just because of the proximity here to the on-deck circle. We might have to get our field correspondent, Ian Kemmerer, to find out some more information about this. Looks like right to Biller. Can he get out of this?
Ooh.
And Padilla comes in and shuts the door on Valley Forge, leaving the bases loaded. And it's after the top of the second, head into the bottom of the second. It is 2-2. Central Penn Valley Forge tied. Brian?
Do you hate waiting? Well, we've got the perfect event for you. On May 16th from 5 to 7 p.m., Central Penn College will be hosting an instant decision day. Students who fill out our free online application, bring a copy of their high school transcripts, and attend the event will be eligible for an instant decision. Please note that due to specific or additional admissions, requirements, medical assistant, health science, physical therapist assistant, and occupational therapy assistant applications can attend this event, but will not be eligible for instant decision day. To attend this event, register at centralpenn.edu/visit. Huh.
Thank you, Brian.
I bet that'll be fun. I bet that really will be fun. Hey, look who's here today.
We've got some guests here we're going to welcome into the studio.
Yes.
Welcome. You both can come on in. We're also being joined here in the bottom of the second inning with Title IX coordinator Megan Peterson. Megan, thank you so very much for joining us here in the studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're also being joined here by former Vice President of the Nightly News and recent graduate Yuliani Sadejo. Yuli.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be here.
Welcome back. Well, Megan, something that I wanted to obviously talk with you about is you've got a very busy week going on here. Can you tell the audience what the major initiative is that you're working on this week?
Sure, you're right. It is a very busy week. This week is the college's first ever Sexual Assault Awareness Week, and we have a series of 13 events over 5 days to raise awareness on campus about the issues surrounding sexual assault.
So obviously, over the past couple of days, you've already started some of the things. What are some of the things that you did yesterday?
Sure, yesterday we had a pledge and information table running in the ATEC. We also had a photo booth for Teal Tuesday. We encouraged everyone on campus to wear their teal, which is the color of sexual assault awareness. We also hosted a condom bingo event with the Residence Life Department, where we shared information about consent and healthy relationships and respecting boundaries.
You know, Megan, I've had you on talking about this exact thing previously on the Nightly News podcast, and I think one of the things about sexual assault is that it's a lot more prevalent than people believe. What are your opinions, and what is some of the new research that you've heard on this subject?
You're right, it is very, very prevalent, especially on college campuses. College students are some of the most at risk for sexual assault. Studies show that college-aged women are 3 times more likely to be the victim of sexual assault than other women, and college-aged men are actually 5 times more likely to be the victims of sexual assault. We know statistically that 1 in 5 college women and 1 in 16 college men will be impacted by sexual violence, and that's why it's so important for us to be raising awareness about it this week.
I thought you did something that was very interesting on the Heisey's Bridge. It was 1 in 6, and then you had a certain number of teal balloons and a certain number of white balloons, and every white balloon represented those individuals who may face sexual assault in their time. I thought that was a very interesting and unique representation of this major issue that we see. Where did you come up with that idea?
Well, I was brainstorming ideas of ways that we could really have a visual impact of how many of Central Penn students could be impacted by sexual violence. And since we were trying to color the campus teal, but I don't think our facilities department would actually let me paint the campus teal, balloon seemed like a really good alternative to be a strong visual representation.
And I know that obviously you've got many, many different events coming up. You can certainly check Student Central as well as the activities calendar for more specifics. But Megan, one of the things I'd like to chat with you about is the event that you have coming up on Friday to close out Sexual Assault Awareness Week on the campus in the Capitol Blue Cross Theater. Do you mind sharing a little bit of information about that?
I would love to. I'm so excited about this event. We're calling it Your Voice Has Power, which is the theme of Sexual Assault Awareness Week this year. And we'll be having live performances by the Central Penn players. We're going to have local poets come in. We're bringing in an award-winning poet from Baltimore, Lady Glory, who will all be sharing different works around the topic of sexual assault. I'll also be giving some closing remarks, and we'll be able to hear from our SGA president, who will also be sharing remarks, and we'll have refreshments, and it'll be a really nice way to wrap up all of the activities for the week.
Is there any other specific activities you'd like to share with our audience?
Sure. One event that we have coming up later this afternoon is we're doing a screening of the documentary The Hunting Ground, which is a really powerful film about sexual assault on college campuses, and that will be at 4 o'clock today in the Capitol Blue Cross Theater, and will be followed by a facilitated discussion.
Megan, you are just, and she's not reading. This is all right off the top of her head. I got to give you credit there because I usually need some assistance. Fulp did fly out there Myers still on first after the single, which brings us back to the top of the order, and shortstop Quinton Heckard. You know, Megan, I do have to tell you, we really want to thank you very much for coming out, and Yuli too, of course. We're going to have to talk with you here in a minute, Yuli. It means a lot that we've been able to do this this broadcast. As I mentioned earlier, this is a project that we've been working on basically for the last 6 months, thanks to support from the families of players, fundraisers that we've done from both the athletic department and in the nightly news, and to bring it all to fruition, this is just like opening day all over again for us. Obviously, the Knights have struggled with canceled and postponed games, but we are here today. It's a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Ooh. We're playing at a great field, and it's a tie ball game right now. So, Megan, thank you for coming to the game today and sharing what you're doing in your office. And I know that you probably set all of these things up, so I'm sure that it was a trial for you as well, and you're happy to kind of see it come to fruition.
It's been very exciting to see it all come together, and I'm happy to be at the game here today, and go Knights!
Well, Yuli, I'd like to bring you in here for a second. Yuli, obviously, if any fans of the Nightly News podcast that drops every Tuesday at 8 a.m., we'll know Yuli, and her shot to left. Oh, beautiful catch in center on Heckard. So Yuli, any fan of the Nightly News podcast will know your voice. You've probably been on 10 podcasts. You started your own podcast in your last couple of terms. How you doing now? You've been out of school. You're not having to go to class. You just finished up at the end of March. What have you been up to?
I've been looking for jobs, definitely going to work, looking for jobs, and still being able to involve in school for a little bit, once in a while. Sometimes, and I'm excited for picking up cap and gown tomorrow at 4 p.m. till 6 p.m.
Yep.
Going to hopefully meet some couple friends there, and yeah, and then I can't wait for commencement, and then also one of the biggest things that I'm going to be doing to be able to join the Women Leadership Retreat coming up on April 28th till April 30th or 29th to 31st.
That's fantastic, Yuli. I know that I was hoping to put you in touch with a potential job in the area. Did you hear anything about that?
Not yet, but we were able to talk about it and stuff like that. Well, so I'm still waiting on it.
You keep me in mind if you ever need anything.
Awesome.
Keep me in mind.
Yes.
You gotta love Zach Brown.
Bottom of the second inning.
Whew. Beautiful pitch. I'd like to say thank you again to all our Central Penn fans, students watching. Again, thank you for spending your afternoon with us.
2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the second.
And Brandon Christiana, that's a fair ball to left field.
Myers rounds second, but doesn't take third there.
I think he could.
Cassiano with a single. And we have first and second with 2 out.
And the designated hitter, Todd Cook, is up to bat.
Cook with a single in the first.
Oh, yeah, with that stolen base earlier, too, in the first inning.
And Edwards again back in trouble. Cook a shot to center, but not quite enough.
And that'll end the inning.
That'll end the inning with no runs. It's still 2-2. And the ball game is tied as we head to the third. Oh, here's my favorite. The Humanities Film Series continues this month at Central Penn College as Professor Paul Miller, that's me, presents The Big Lebowski on April 27th at 6:30 p.m. in the Capitol Blue Cross Theater on the Summerdale campus. This event is free and open to the public. Not only that, Brian, we will have soup and sandwiches available for donation to the Nightly News. It's going to be one of our fundraisers. We're also welcoming Curtis Volker.
Wow.
In his charge from LLS Man of the Year. Him and his crew will be selling popcorn and snacks to benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, in which Curtis is trying to be the Man of the Year.
He is such a great person. He
So
is the man.
it's very interesting. The Nightly News will sponsor the Humanities Film Series, and as I mentioned, we will be providing soup and sandwiches for those that do have to come straight from work. I do suggest that you get there around 6 p.m. because I do suggest that you get there around 6 p.m. because there will be a very busy and packed house, and we are trying to make sure everybody gets fed and everyone has a nice evening. Yuli, are you gonna join us?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I'll
so happy. You get to meet my mom. You'll get to meet my wife, some of my friends. I got a lot of people coming. Plus, I also have a lot of people coming from class, of course.
Awesome.
So Padilla comes back out for the third inning. Tie ball game here, 2-2. Number 5, Marcus Fultz to the plate.
Valley Forge is up to bat for the Knights. And again, I have Yuli here, former officer for the Nightly News Media Club. Yuli, great to have you again. Thanks again. Yeah, we're in the net in Palmyra. Yeah, it's a great facility, great, perfect weather. You can't complain. Padilla with the pitch. High and inside for a ball. Padilla with the pitch. Oh, and that's hit to right field. Cassiano is there, and he catches it. And that is an out. Again, Yuli, thanks for being here, and
Yes.
we hope you enjoy the game.
Awesome. Have a good day.
Yep, you as well.
Yuli, I look forward to seeing you at commencement.
Awesome sauce.
Well, I'll see you before that. I'll see you at the Big
Yes,
Lebowski.
definitely.
Awesome sauce, Yuli. I love it, love it, love it. Oh, beautiful pitch, Padilla.
Waldo Odins, second baseman. And Padilla delivers. Nice off-speed pitch there. 2 strikes.
I see what they're talking about with that spot in the batter's box.
I mean, that does look like it'd be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I understand. I completely understand where they're coming from. Oh,
Oh, looks like he got him.
that's a hit by pitch. Oh, Jeffrey's up to bat again for Valley Forge.
One man on, one down in the top of the third. Just a bit inside there to number 22, Jeffrey Espinal. And Espinal had that big shot in the first
that
inning.
was a great hit.
Scored a run.
Oof.
And I'll tell you what, Jeffrey Espinal has a heck of a swing there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we talked about the weather situation. It's been a very rough situation for Major League Baseball as
Yeah.
well with the weather. A record number of postponements last weekend. And the MLB this season, Brian, currently already has more postponements than any April in the history of baseball.
Wow.
Which goes to show you how difficult this season has been for baseball teams,
That is wow.
including Central Penn.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's see. We're looking at currently there have been 13 games canceled or postponed. Oh, and that was a shot.
I think that might be the end of that baseball.
That's lucky that didn't go in the dugout, because that could have been
Yes.
horrible situation. Padilla, though, looking good. Does have a runner on first, one down. Just a bit outside there. Espinal, 464 on the season. 32 base hits and 69 at bats with 7 doubles and 13 runs batted in. Also 10 walks.
Oh,
Leads the
and he stripes him out.
led the team there with a 549 on base percentage.
Wow.
That's Bryce Harper territory there. Next up, number 19, Zach Nunnery. He's from Broomfield, Colorado, Brian.
Wow.
In fact, Valley Forge only has one player from Pennsylvania.
The kid from Beaver Springs.
That's the coach, actually. Number 44, Daniel Medina, is from Philadelphia.
Oh.
Lots of people from New Jersey and the D.C. area. Also, as we mentioned, Oakland, Brian Edwards, starting pitcher from Oakland, California.
Wow. I bet. Wonder what he thinks about the snow.
I'm sure he's not too happy about the weather this year. Just a bit outside from Padilla.
But yeah, the Yankees had a doubleheader this weekend against the Detroit Tigers. It got canceled.
It's very difficult to cancel a major league game because they always might have to come back and play it, and a foul.
Oh, I'm sorry. Postponed.
Right.
Yeah, that was my fault, fans.
No. It's okay. Games have been canceled.
Yeah.
A lot of times what they'll do, especially later in the season, is they'll wait to the end of the season and see if that game needs to be played.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes teams only play 161.
Yeah.
But that is, the anomaly.
Yeah.
And a swinging strikeout.
And that'll end the half inning.
Padilla looking good. So 2 swinging strikeouts to end the inning from Padilla. No runs and 1 hit this inning. And going into the bottom of the 3rd inning, Central Penn Knights 2, Valley Forge Patriots 2.
Do you have anyone you want to say hello to, Professor?
As far as...
In general.
Oh, well, of course, my wife, Jackie, my mom, Julie. My mom's always been a big supporter of me. When I called games back in college, she was always there, so I hope that she's listening. My wife, Jackie, has been a big supporter of me, and I've forced her to listen to the podcast. So she loves that. Of course, my kids, Hunter and Kira, I actually get to be the head coach for my son is on the autism spectrum, and he plays something called Challenger Baseball, which is Little League for special needs children. I'm the coach of the Bobcats this year, so of course I look forward to that opportunity to work with the kids and be able to coach the sport I truly love so much, and I miss playing. So yeah, those definitely some of those. Obviously, my comm students who keep me going and support me, and certainly the Professor Davis, my chair, Dr. Melissa Whaler, and of course my partner in crime,
Oh, the man,
Professor Michael Lear Olympia, of course.
the man,
So-
the myth, and the legend.
Are you looking to really make a difference in someone's life? The Occupational Therapy Assistant Program at Central Penn College is your opportunity to do just that. Occupational therapy assistants work with patients to make their daily tasks easier. Central Penn College offers the only OTA program in the central Pennsylvania area. On May 2nd, the college will host an OTA visit day for those interested in learning more about this exciting program. Attendees will hear from faculty, admissions representatives, and financial aid. To register for this event, please check out centralpenn.edu/visits.
That's great.
Moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning here, and Chris Rosario up to bat.
Yeah. Oof, almost right at us again.
Fouled straight back.
Don't be afraid, fans.
I do think it's funny, like when we were at the Senators, we get Professor Davis and I got to check out the opening day at Senators, and it's so funny, even though there's a net and you know the ball's not going to hit you,
Yeah.
you have a natural reaction to flinch. Moonshot there from Rosario and caught by the left fielder. So a fly out by Rosario to
Jeffrey
start the
Espinal.
third.
That's who caught it.
To the plate, Aaron Gress, the third baseman. Low. Edwards still battling here.
He's been going the whole game so far. I don't think he's doing that bad. He's doing pretty good today for Valley Forge.
Well, I mean, he's worked his way around 5 hits.
Yeah.
2-2 game here in the bottom of the third of our first game of our doubleheader here in Palmyra in the net.
Oh.
Deep shot to left.
But it just goes foul.
Just foul. Gress is single in the first. Outside for Edwards. Brian Edwards, a 6'1" freshman from Oakland, California.
I bet he's a Curry fan.
He went to the City College of San Francisco prior to the Valley Forge.
Oh, wow.
Walks him.
And up to bat is Jerry Biller. Number 9 for the Knights. He's playing second base today. I had the opportunity to talk to his dad earlier. Mr. Biller, he's been a big part of this project as well. He's very excited for the Knights program, and he's been doing great things for the athletic department.
Well, yes, and we certainly appreciate Jerry II's wonderful support of what we're doing. Squares up the bunt, ball, and a steal.
By Gress.
Gress nearly overslides the bag, but again, manages to get back in there safely.
And I wonder what it's like sliding on turf.
I'm sure it can't feel good.
No, oh man. And
Maybe
he went face first.
And maybe could also be part of the issue that this is we don't play all of our games, our home games at In the Net. Maybe that is it's taking a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
You could even see when they were taking ground balls earlier that they was taking some pretty tricky hops. This is sort of like the old school.
Wow, it's a big lead, and he's stealing again, and he is safe.
Nice steal. And we're back in business. 1 down in the third, bottom half of the third.
1 out for the Knights.
Shot right up the middle. That'll score a run. Biller with an RBI single, driving in Gress, making it 3-2. Biller, a beautiful shot there.
Thank you, Yuli. Yuli just brought us some nice snacks.
Well, we are certainly in a unique position here, Brian, in that we don't go off the air.
Yeah, don't get a chance. Uh-oh. It's a little melted, though.
Woodward up to the plate. Biller back in after the throw to first.
We'll let that go in the sun a little bit. Drew Myers is on deck for the Knights.
Bunt.
Beautiful bunt by Cam.
Nice sacrifice. Puts Biller into scoring position with that sacrifice bunt. I'm good if you want it. Myers up to the plate, hit the single in the second.
That was a very aggressive lead by Jerry there.
A good pickoff move, but didn't deliver the ball. I think if he would have maybe had a quicker move to second, he might have had a shot.
Yeah.
Is quite an aggressive lead there. Here he delivers to second, but Biller back in.
Christian Fulp is now on deck.
And Myers looked like a hit and run there. Biller got such a good jump, he probably would have been in.
He probably wouldn't even have had the slide.
But Biller back to second. And Myers. Edwards the pitch. And this could be trouble here in that sun, but it is hauled in by Valley Forge. Biller with the RBI single.
One run for the Knights.
And that brings us to the bottom of the third inning. Knights 3, Patriots 2.
This Friday, future Central Penn College students will descend upon Summerdale, Pennsylvania, to get a closer look at our campus. The event is aptly called Closer Look Weekend. Students and their families will meet faculty, learn about the college, and take part in financial aid workshops. As the sun sets, parents will depart and the students will be treated to an overnight experience that will include a trip to the trampoline park, a bonfire with s'mores, a lip sync battle, and a ton of other fun activities. Sounds pretty fun. Well, Central Penn College is still accepting applications for our summer and fall terms. To apply, simply visit centralpenn.edu/apply and fill out our free online application. You don't see that very often where you get a free application, Professor.
That's very true. I remember that was part of the headaches of applying for colleges for me, because I had a few in mind, and it did get pretty expensive if you had more than a couple. So definitely an excellent thing that the college does.
That was one thing I was appreciative about my high school, Lord's Regional. They would pay. I think you got 3 opportunities. You could submit to as many schools as you want, but they would pay for 2 of them. Yeah, I thought that was very cool. Luckily, I didn't have to pay to apply for Central Penn. It was great. Central Penn it's a great school.
Padilla back on the hill. 3-2 Knights.
Ground ball.
Sharp grounder.
Quinton.
Heckard. Beautiful play off that turf. And a beautiful throw. For 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 down. The pitcher, Edwards, comes to the plate. Edwards also plays outfield. As we mentioned, this is his first start of the season. I'm sure he's probably pretty happy with how things have gone thus far. Yeah. He has maneuvered around several different potential issues, but has a good off-speed stuff and is keeping his team in the game. Straight back. Again, we are the Nightly News Media Club here at Central Penn College. I'm the co-advisor, Professor Paul Miller, and I'm sitting in with the president of the Nightly News, Brian Christiana. Foul ball there. So, Brian, what do you hope, long range, if you would say, hey, what's your dream job right now? What would you say it was?
Well, right now, man, every day, I'm not saying for me in particular, but every day.
And he struck him out.
College students, I think a lot of them want to change their job. They change their mind every day. Some days, I like what I do with the radio right now. Working with the radios is, I think it'd be a very cool job. But yeah, I like doing it all in our field. It's a great field. The writing aspect of it. I'm learning right now in organizational leadership right now. All the social media is pretty cool stuff.
Well, the interesting thing about communicators in today's day and age, it used to be more of a niche industry where you could go into broadcasting, or you could go into TV, or you could go into journalism. Now it's all converged. You need to have a podcast, you need to have a video, you need to have a story, and you need to promote it on social media. So communicators need to do it all. Nice off-speed pitch there, but just over the reach of Biller. Nice effort there.
Yeah, but, speaking of going live, after this game, I will go Facebook Live. Again, I did earlier today. I'm going to see if I can catch a quick interview with a player or two. Just get some words from them. You can add me on Facebook, Brian M. Christiana. I will. I'll get some interviews from the players, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Actually, we probably can go live to the Nightly News Facebook page.
There you go, even better
as well. Runner goes. Nice backing up there by Biller, but the runner is in. Jackson does steal second. Padilla, the pitch, and he calls time. Catcher interference there.
Wow, you don't see that very often. His thing says 9 viewers, but that means I know.
Very interesting situation there. Batter called time. Pitch was thrown, but it looked like the catcher interfered with the swing, and he was awarded first. Now, honestly, if you're keeping score at home, I don't even know if there's something for catcher interference in the scorebook. First and second here, 2 down. Off speed from Padilla.
Cody Rack is up for the Patriots.
Made a fine play short earlier today. And right down Broadway to third. He misses the tag, but does apply the tag there, the force out.
And that'll get us to the next half of the inning.
And the Knights still hold on, heading to the bottom of the fourth to a 3-2 lead. This inning, it'll be Christian Fulp, Quinton Heckard, and Brandon Cassiano. 3 of our better hitters here coming up to the plate. I think this could be the time to start working on Edwards. Edwards has navigated around several different issues and has managed to get out of a few innings.
I'm surprised they still have him in. He's been going the whole game so far. He's going good.
We were very pleased to be joined by Megan Peterson earlier, who is our Title IX coordinator at the college, and she is putting together the Sexual Assault Awareness Week this week that she talked about. So please make sure to follow the hashtag #IgniteAction on social media to keep up with what's going on. You know, Brian, obviously the Nightly News Media Club is always looking for new students, whether you be writers, podcasters, videographers, photographers, and any of the above. We release feature articles each week, news stories about what's going on campus. We also have the Nightly News podcast, which is released every Tuesday, 8 times a quarter. So weeks 1 through 8 of the term, Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter coming up here. Number 21, Keith Gregory for Fulp. But yeah, if anybody would be so inclined to want to join the Nightly News, please email Paul Miller at centralpenn.edu. That's me, and I can certainly follow up. Or if you ever run into Brian, you can always shoot him an email, brian.christiana@mymail.centralpenn.edu, and we'd be happy to chat with you further about how you can get involved. Students have started their own podcasts. We started our own fantasy football podcast last year. Yes. We're going to bring that back this year?
I hope so. I mean, this fantasy football season was fantastic.
I will say, I think that we are going to wait till after the draft. After the draft, maybe we'll do a post-draft.
Yeah, this draft is, I'm looking forward to this year's NFL draft. I really am.
Oh, yeah, it should be very, very interesting. So you're interested in starting your own podcast, you're interested in doing any of the other things, it really will help you with your resume. So pinch hitter Gregory here. And an off-speed pitch, but in for a strike. Fulp exits this game 0 for 1. Ball there from Edwards. Thanks again for all of our viewers out there in YouTube land today. We certainly appreciate you bearing with us. This is our first attempt at this, and I think so far it's going pretty well, Brian. What do you think?
I'm 100% with you, Professor Miller. This is great. It's great for the students, great for the whole Central Penn area, community, and all. Let's introduce our fans to Keith. He plays first base. He's a sophomore. He is 6'4". Wow. He weighs 255. He's from Tunkhannock. And, yeah, he's been a big part of the program here. But, though, 6'4". Wow.
And he's a sophomore.
That is one big dude.
Just a bit outside there. Ball 4.
And he walks.
To Gregory.
And looks like Quinton's going to be up to bat.
We're here with you at In the Net in Palmyra. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Central Penn Knights lead 3-2.
And time is called. He's going to put Ryan Streevig as a pinch runner for Keith. Streevig is number 5 for the Knights. He's a business major. He's an outfielder. As I said earlier, he's from Littlestown, where Curtis Volker and Todd Cook are from. Another Baltimore Orioles fan. Wow. Another Adam Jones fan.
Nothing wrong with the O's. They're the next batch of lovable losers, like the Cubs were there for a while, because it's been a little while since 1983 since the O's have won a title. Obviously, our own Professor Davis, who will join us on Friday, a big Orioles fan. Maybe you can ask him what his opinion is on the season thus far. Runner goes Streevig in their standing.
Wow.
I wonder if the turf is an issue. Heckard, 1 for 2 and a run scored. Made a beautiful play in the field to get us out of an inning earlier.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Heckard has a word with the umpire, but it seems on the friendly tip.
Yeah. Oh, that's a base hit to left field. Streevig. Oh, he stays at third.
He is
Good
held.
Throw. Good throw by Espinal.
So Heckard with a single.
And Brandon Cassiano is up. Did you watch the video with Curtis Volker and Brandon Cassiano recently?
Of course. I always try to keep up with what Curtis is doing.
Yeah, that was a great video. They discussed the life of living on campus and all the great perks of living at Central Penn. Those super suites that they have for students are gorgeous.
Well, I'll tell you, Brian, I mean, when I went to school and we had our dorms, it was definitely not your own room situation like that we have in the super suites, which I think is very unique. The third to first routine, no throw. And Cassiano already having a great day at the plate. Shows bunt.
But Quinton steals again.
Heckard into second.
Yeah, Brandon Cassiano, he's a residential assistant. He's from New Jersey. Huge Mets fan.
And he is in his final year as a senior at Central Penn College.
I believe this is his final term, if I'm correct.
Well, I'm sure that he's enjoying getting out here today, and I hope his folks are tuning in and seeing the kind of day he's having today.
You want to hear a fun fact about Brandon Cassiano? He's from the same hometown as Mark DeRosa.
Really?
Yeah.
Former Cub.
He's former Cub, former Blue Jay.
I think he played with the Cardinals for a while earlier in his career.
Yeah, he's played with a lot of teams.
Edwards outside. Edwards getting himself into another jam here. Second and third. No one out.
And he is definitely a veteran.
I think it's great that we have some veteran leadership between
Definitely.
Drew Myers, the junior. Woodward's also a junior. Number 11, Gabe Arellano.
Cassiano
Also a
walks.
junior.
And up to bat is Todd Cook, the designated hitter. Up and time is called for Valley Forge, and I think this might be the end for our pitcher. But yeah, fans, this has been a great game so far. Yeah, we're hearing Paul Myra in the net. Yeah, Paul Myra, like we said earlier, is a very nice area. We're not far from Hershey. Yeah, Hershey's a great area by the Giant Center, where there have been some great shows this year. I had a great chance to meet Brantley Gilbert and Mr. Cole Swindell. Yeah, it was a great time. You obviously don't get to meet celebrities very often. And I had a great opportunity just to talk about life in general with each of them. And I had a great time with my good friends, Nancy and Newman, at Bob 94.9. Yeah, we just had a great time meeting them, and I'm thankful for all the opportunities they've given me. I work for also the River 97.3 with Mr. Glenn Hamilton. Yeah, it's some good stuff. That's a base hit for Todd Cook in the right field, and that will score Ryan Strevid. And up to bat for the Knights is Chris Rosario. I'd like to again say hello to our fans. It's great seeing you here. Yeah, it's a great first day here, live streaming this for you all. My name is Brian Christiana. I'm the Nightly News president. Like we said earlier, we're gonna go Facebook Live after the game for some interviews. Oh, that's a grounder up to the pitcher. And it looks like another run will score. Quinton Heckard is in. And it's an infield single for Chris Rosario. Brandon Cassiano is at third, and Todd Cook is at second. And Aaron Gress is up to bat. He's a sophomore this season. high and outside. And like we said earlier, you can follow us on Facebook at The Nightly News at Central Penn College. You will read a lot of good stories regarding the life. And that's a base hit for Gress. That'll score a run. Brandon Tassiano comes in to score. I was just able to see Mr. Biller. And speaking of Mr. Biller, Jerry is up to bat. And time is called again by Valley Forge. And that is the end of the road for Edwards today. The mission of the Nightly News Media Club is to indulge students' interest in radio, technology, and broadcast, whether online or over the air, and to help them tune on-air performance skills that will help them land jobs in broadcast. Any student of any major or concentration interested in learning about and practicing online radio broadcasting with a range of segments from music to interviewing to talk to features to news to alumni matters is open to join and participate as a full member in the media club. Yeah, guys, I would love to have you all there. I'm the president, and I've learned so much. Like I said earlier, my dream is to be a radio broadcaster or television, either one. And yeah, it's the Nightly News does a lot of great things. We're bringing you this game today. Yeah, and it is today's game can't. It wouldn't be possible without you all. We appreciate all that you've done for the school. The students here are really appreciative because without you, there's no Central Penn. So again, thank you for all your sacrifices you've done for the school. Yeah, I know without my parents, I wouldn't be here today. Again, we're just here to say thank you for all you do. Warming up for Valley Forge, a pitcher, is Brian Reyes. He was in center field before, and it looks like the previous pitcher, Brian Edwards, will go out there. Him and Rosario will have some words. Friendly words, though, of course.
High and tight to Biller. Brian Reyes, the pitcher, 4 2/3 this season, has pitched. He's got a 4.50 ERA. And he sports in 0 wins and 2 losses. Outside to Biller, and nowhere to put him. High and tight again, and walks in a run. Cook will score. Rosario to third. Gress to second. And Biller with the walk. 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Cameron Woodward to the plate. Nice pitch there for a strike. The numbers 9, 1, 2, and 3 hitters all have scored. No outs. Bases loaded. Straight back. High and tight. Woodward from Mount Union, PA. 5'11", 190 pounds. He's in left today. Also plays some third base.
Wow, good for him. Cam's a very nice guy. I've spoken to him many times. He's
High
a really
and
great
tight
kid.
again.
And that'll bring Chris in.
Rosario home. That's 5 in the bottom of the 4th. Brian Reyes walked 2, and that might be it. Edwards gets through 3+, but it looks like he's going to take a lot of these runs coming in this inning. Are they going to leave Reyes in the game?
Students, if you're watching, next Thursday, there will be the next Nightway taping. It is the 15th episode where you can inform other students, faculty, and staff of what will be going on campus.
5 runs here in the bottom of the 4th, and it is 8-2 Knights. Number 19, Zach Nunnery, coming into the game. He's actually pitched the most of anybody on this staff, 34 innings pitched. He's 3-4, actually has all of the Valley Forge W's this season. So kind of a stopper here. They know that if it gets too far out of hand, we might be moving on to the next game a little sooner than 7 innings.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, I was going to bring that up. They're using a lot of pitchers. This is their 3rd pitcher, and there's still another game after this.
Bases loaded, no one out in the bottom of the 4th. Drew Myers to the plate. Myers 1 for 2 today with a single. And there's a pretty good chance we're going to get to bat around here this inning.
You don't see that very often, especially in college baseball.
So number 19, Zach Nunnery, 3-4 on the season with a 6.93 ERA. He has started 4 ball games, and he's pitched 34 1/3 innings. Does have 16 strikeouts, second on the team.
Grease on 3rd, Biller on 2nd, and on 1st is Cam Woodward.
Bases loaded, 2 straight walks to walk in a run here. And outside, 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th, making it an 8-2 score. And this batter here, one of the most important in the game for both teams. Just outside.
It's out to right field.
I don't know if he's going to have the room here.
And it's foul.
Just foul. So here it in the net, 285 to left with that Green Monster. 370 to dead center. 310 down the right field line. Knights with a big inning here in the bottom of the 4th. And another foul.
Let's hope this doesn't hit a car.
Valdez started the game here, made it 1 2/3 innings. Padilla has come on and has shut down Valley Forge. Valdez did pitch well. He just had a...
Oh!
There's a shot to
Up
the
the middle, base hit.
infield. 2 runs will score.
And Biller is in. That'll score a run for the Knights. 2 runs, I'm sorry.
And Drew Myers with a single and drives in 2. And Ryan Strevig comes to the plate, inserted as a pinch runner.
Yeah, and he came around the score, too. So that tells you what the Knights have been doing all this work this inning. Ball low.
Still no one out. 7 runs in here in the bottom of the 4th.
With Quinton on deck.
And Heckard has already scored 2 runs, stolen a base, 2 singles. He's the last guy you want up to the plate right now if you're Valley Forge coming up here on deck.
Yeah, he's having one great game today. He's playing really hard, and yeah, the whole team in general is playing really hard today.
I think they're very excited for their first home game. Ball. So Streving only at 125 on the season. A hit here could definitely do some damage here to his average. And a drive to center.
I might drop. That isn't a drop for the Knights. A base hit for Ryan.
Now, no runs came in there. Ball does get away, but the bases are loaded for Heckard.
And the run will score. Each runner will advance a base.
Very interesting there what happened. The ball got away and the umpire awarded the base.
So now we have Ryan Strevig on second with the single. Drew Myers, who brought in some runs earlier, is on third. And up to bat is Quinton Heckard. Strike 1 called.
Quinton again, 2 for 2. 2 steals, 2 runs up the middle.
Base hit.
And that'll bring
Strevig
another
might
run
make
home.
Oh, and he's
Myers
told to
scores.
say, and Strevig now will score.
Myers scores. Strevig scores. Heckard to second. Ten runs in this inning for Central Penn. And still nobody out. Cassiano looked like he took that one off the helmet.
Oof. Oh, it looks like they're going to have a pinch hitter now. The Knights are going to have a pinch hitter coming. Oh, looks like Matt Storp is going to get a chance to bat now for the Knights.
So Storp looks like he'll come in at the DH spot for Cook. Cassiano, hopefully that looked like it caught him on the brim of the helmet, but he did make a note over to the coach that he was okay. So hopefully everything's good with that. Heckard at second base. High. Heckard is, I mean, so far, MVP of the game. 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 hits, excuse me. He looks like he might get picked off there.
And he
does
safe.
make it back.
Well, let's take a look at Matt Storp. He's a freshman. He's business. He's studying business. He has a 3.0 GPA. And take a guess where he's from.
I would have no idea, honestly.
Holland, Michigan.
Interesting.
And you know who lives, well, who is from Holland, Michigan?
I do not.
Mr. You Like That? Kirk Cousins.
Yes, and he's going back close to his home in Minnesota. I thought that was very interesting how the whole situation with Cousins played out. Another ball.
Oh, the fans in Holland, Michigan, I'm sure are very excited that they can go visit him in Minnesota.
Zach Nunnery really struggling here. First and second, still no one out.
And he walks. He walks Matt Storp. And Chris Rosario is up to bat.
Bases loaded again. Still no one out. 10 runs in this inning for the Knights. 13-2 Knights here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Again, the Knights have won 7 of their last 10, looking to make it 8 of 11 here, and are ranked number 22 in the USCAA. Rosario foul.
Off the net. That is definitely the word of the day. Net. In the net, off the net. Man.
We are here. You're joined by the Nightly News Media Club. This is Professor Paul Miller, the co-advisor.
Oh.
Crushed to center.
It looks like center. Oh, it's caught.
And that will score a run.
Yeah, it's Quinton Heckard.
Heckard gets around. Still first and second. 1 down. Rosario, the first out of the inning. We are the Nightly News Media Club. My name is Professor Paul Miller. I'm the co-advisor of the Media Club. I'm sitting here with Nightly News President Brian Christiana. Brian, such an honor to be sitting in with you today.
Oh, this is a blast so far. You can't beat this.
Well, if it was a little warmer, it'd probably be nice. But trust me, I don't think we want to complain at this point with the, what did we say, 12 cancellations or postponements to the Knights season thus far.
It's tough. It is absolutely
The Knights
tough.
have only played 21 games. Other people in the USCAA have played upwards of 30 games.
Yeah, let's take a look. Southern Maine, they played 32 games. Oh, here's another one. Stratford University.
Gress flies it out to left, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
Espinal.
But Biller comes to the plate. Biller's had a big day.
But yeah, Stratford University's played 37 games.
I'm curious. Maybe I wonder if they went south for a tournament or something like that.
Florida Nationals played 35. College of St. Joseph's, Vermont has played 36 games. Wow.
Biller.
Jerry hits
Deep.
it high. He hits it deep. And
Home
it's
run.
gone! Jerry Biller hits it over the monster in left field. It's a 3-run home run. Jerry Biller, number 9 for the Central Penn Knights. Wow, what a shot, Professor Miller.
I got to tell you, Brian, that's a heck of a home run call you got there.
Wow. He is joined by teammates and wow. Oh, the fans, I hear them out there. They're excited. I'm sure Jerry's dad and his grandparents from Florida flew in last night. Wow, what a great thing for Jerry.
14 runs in the bottom of the 4th here. And Woodward back up. What a shot from Biller.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. I was told over the weekend the Knights also had another home run, so I don't know what's going on, but they're swinging.
I'll tell you, if Woodward and Myers can reach base, we would have batted around twice.
Wow. Oh,
Inside.
oh, I thought that hit him. That was close. Nunnery, I'm sure, is frazzled a little bit after giving up a moonshot.
I would say.
That was... Wow.
Coach Robert Stern's got to be pleased with the effort in the first half of today's doubleheader. And Woodward is a shot to left. But it is caught.
And that is the end of the inning.
However, the Knights score 14 runs thanks to a grand slam from Jerry Biller. So again, you're being joined here by the Nightly News. We'd certainly appreciate if any of the people listening out there are interested in the Nightly News. It's not just for communication students. Anyone who's interested in writing for the Nightly News or doing a podcast. We also do photography, videography. We do community service. We do fundraising.
I was told recently that we're one of the best clubs with fundraising.
We are very lucky that we've found the way to people's hearts at Central Penn College is through food.
Yeah.
So we bought onto that, and we also do something that's somewhat unique, is that we deliver oftentimes when we do food, whether it's I know that we're going to have a salad and burger sale coming up this summer.
Nice, that's great.
We are doing our fundraiser at the Big Lebowski, which will be the 27th, 6:30, Capital Blue Cross Theater. And you can food for donation.
Yeah.
And certainly our soup sale, very popular in the wintertime.
Yeah, that's great. Our secretary, he delivers. Our last hoagie sale we had, he sold $147 just in hoagies. That's amazing. And then I think I sold about over $100. It's great. It's great to have people that are dedicated, and we want to thank our people that support us in all we do.
And certainly, if you're looking to potentially join the media club, please feel free to email Paul Miller at centralpenn.edu or brian.christiana@mymail.centralpenn.edu, and we'll get you hooked up with more information. We do meet every other Thursday in ATEC 200 from 12:10 to 1:10. You can always come by and check out what we have going on. Like I said, our big spring fundraiser is the Big Lebowski. That'll be taking place on April 27th. Please join us at the Capital Blue Cross Theater. We actually will be live streaming my presentation prior to the film on this very same YouTube channel. So keep an eye out and subscribe to notifications so you know when we go live.
And then we have Marcus Fultz up to bat for Valley Forge. Padilla's still on the mound. There's been some changes on the field, though, for the Knights. We have Jared Rivera now at first base. Second base looks like Miguel Arredondo. Gress is still at third. Quinton Heckard is still at shortstop. I can't really see in the outfield much. Ryan Strevig is in center, I can tell you that. Cassiano's still in right. Left field, though, that might be Gabe Arellano out there. I think that is Gabe Arellano, yes. That is Gabe Arellano.
And to the plate, number 14, Waldo Odens.
Oh, and he hits it out to right center, and that'll drop for a base hit.
Odens leads off the fifth with a single. Knights, though, 17-2.
And now has been, I would say, in my opinion, the best hitter for Valley Forge today, Jeffrey Espinal.
Well, certainly statistically, as we mentioned earlier, Espinal, a 549 on base, meaning that he's getting on base more than half the time. And a 464 average.
Wow.
Nearly 100 points higher than the number 2 average on the team. At 464, very impressive. It is the fifth, and Valley Forge has some work to do here to keep this game going.
Yeah. Drew Myers also is still behind the plate for the Knights. Yeah, it must be a fun day back there.
Padilla, I'll tell you, has come on and has shut down Valley Forge.
Yeah.
2 scoreless innings. He's actually 2 1/3 scoreless innings at this point after Valdez went just 1 2/3, although Valdez only gave up 2 earned runs.
Yeah.
And the pitch.
And he will walk.
Espinal
And
will
Nunnery.
walk.
Nunnery's up to bat for Valley Forge now, the pitcher.
Well, I'll tell you, Nunnery has a chance to,
Help himself out a little bit.
help out the cause, as they say. First and second, nobody out. Knights lead 17-2. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Excuse me, the top of the 5th.
Nunnery hits it high. And that's in the shallow center fielder. Strevik has it. And he gets it. Throws it in. And Padilla will get it.
Nice play there by Strevig in center. And Nunnery is retired, which brings up number 13, Aaron Klein. Klein is the catcher today.
Another nice pitch by Padilla.
Padilla's definitely having himself a game today.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, Padilla, second most innings pitched on the team. He's going to bring that ERA down today, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's throwing a gem.
Another foul. That's
Ties him
quickly
up.
to 2 strikes.
I'll go out of play on the first base side.
Quite the inning in the bottom of the 4th for the Knights.
Yeah.
Capped off with a home run from Jerry Biller III. A little high there from Padilla, but it's got some really nice movement on the pitch.
The former pitcher will be up to bat next for Valley Forge.
And a strike. Klein at bat. First and second, off-speed pitch from Padilla. And he's gone. And the side is retired. Okay, after the top of the 5th, score remains 17 for Central Penn College to 2 for Valley Forge. Nunnery's going to come back out.
Wow. Well, right now, I don't think you should use another pitcher up on Valley Forge with how many you've used today.
We are here for the first game of the doubleheader here today. Stars for Central Penn, Quinton Heckard with 2 stolen bases, 3 runs scored, a fine play defensively when the bases were loaded earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Jerry Biller also had a huge game. the only home run of the game. He also has made some terrific plays. He also has scored 2 runs. So Central Penn is definitely come to play today against Valley Forge, keeping and riding that hot streak. If they can close this one out here, they will go to 8 of their last 11 and a 10-12 record overall. They are entering a major part of their conference play.
Yes.
A lot of the games that they have between now and the end of the season are conference play.
Yeah.
So that will be very important.
After today, they'll have a game on Friday, the 20th, against Christian.
And we will be calling that, so
Yes.
tune in 6 o'clock this Friday night on this Nightly News YouTube channel.
On what day is it? Oh, Tuesday the 24th. They will be traveling to Middleport. That's a good ride. That's up in Schuylkill County when they play Penn State Schuylkill. I looked that up last week, and that's up in the Tamaqua area, up by Pottsville. That's a distance.
You'd be more familiar with that than I.
Yes, that is. Yes. And then the 27th, they play against Kent State. Then May 5th, they play Bluefield State at a neutral site. And then on Tuesday the 8th, that's what we're calling
It is.
they'll be playing Manor College.
And you and I will be back at it against Manor College on the 8th. So into the bottom of the 5th here.
Penn State School will be a big game. They're having a very good season.
There are a lot of really good teams in the USCAA, and Central Penn is currently ranked 19th in standings. Almost a beautiful play at
And I
first.
think Drew is safe. He beats it. What a nice play. And up to bat for the Knights is Ryan Strevid.
That was a near fantastic play there by number 4, James Jackson.
And on deck is a pinch hitter, Adonsky Honore.
I actually had the fortune of having Mr. Henry in my class. Very, very excited to be here playing for Central Penn.
From the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, he's come a long way to join us.
Yeah.
So, Brian, part of what we were talking about earlier was this project that you've done as far as to get this off of the ground. Can you tell us about some of the time that you've spent with the players?
Oh, I spent I think a total of like 4 or 5 hours just down at their house. We were discussing we were talking about, the baseball team, the baseball program. We were just talking about a lot of we were just having normal conversations too. We were talking about Major League Baseball, we were talking about basketball, all sports. We were even talking about food. That was pretty cool. They were really, I learned a lot from them, and they're really good. They're good kids. They're good people, and we had a great time just talking about different stuff.
Well, Brian, something that I don't know that a lot of people really think about as Strevig fouls that one off. Calling a baseball game is not the easiest thing to do in the world.
No.
We had to do a lot of background about these players, the roster, the trying to find the games that we were going to call.
Yeah.
Actually, the first set of home games, we were on break, and we were unable to call those games. So we do hope to call 2 more games so long as weather permits.
Yeah.
One this Friday, one Tuesday, May 8th. So again, if you're out there listening, please subscribe to the Nightly News YouTube channel and get notified if we go live.
Yeah, Friday.
A shot down the left field line.
Oh, that's fair.
Fair ball.
Drew's
Myers to third. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Strevig.
Yep, and here's Adonsky, as the team calls him, VI. And
where does that nickname come from? Do you know?
Virgin Islands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Of course, you just mentioned that. But yeah, I mean, calling a game, it's a lot more than just setting up a camera and going to town here. We put a lot of time and effort into being knowledgeable about the team, and we hope that we're delivering here for you.
Yeah, Adonsky just took a first pitch strike.
Second and third, Knights lead 17-2.
He takes
High and outside.
Yeah, Friday's weather is going to be 52 degrees and sunny. Well, that's also in Palmyra. I'm sorry.
We also may not have quite the amenities either, which might be a little tricky. But
I hope we have a booth or something.
Henry is a freshman. He does list at middle infield, so he's probably playing. He's probably backing up Biller and Heckard at second and short. Oh, high and tight. I heard it. Henry argues with the umpire, but does not get the call.
They didn't give it to him. Wow.
Henry brushes it off and has a smile on his face. Second and third.
Whoa.
Inside again.
Another one inside. And it's a full count on Henry.
Henry in there for Heckard. Looks like he's going to get a breather until game 2, of course.
And he strikes him out. Up to bat is Owen Livingston.
Looks like Livingston in there for Cassiano.
Owen Livingston, he's from the Hershey area, so I mean this was probably an easy drive for him today.
Well, I would assume he was at school, but
yeah,
he may have some family.
He's a commuter, so I mean,
okay.
Yeah, maybe
he. I hope some of his family are out here to have the opportunity to see him. Just on the road from Palmyra here. We're at In the Net Park here in Palmyra. Just a short drive down the road from the Central Penn College Summerdale campus. And we do have second and third. One down. Livingston up.
Oh, grounder.
Off the end of the bat, but he's...
Oh,
It looks like Myers is caught up.
Uh-oh. He's in a pickle, as they call it. Drew is running. Oh, and he dropped the ball. And he's safe. Drew Myers is safe on wow. You don't see that very often.
What a play from Drew Myers. What a play from Myers.
Wow.
Scoring there, looked dead to rights, but I'll tell you, he not only made some really nice moves out there on the base pass, but had the wherewithal to realize that the ball had dropped and that he needed to go back and touch home. Livingston will move to second.
Wow, you don't see that very often either.
I can't say I've ever seen something quite like that.
We've seen some crazy plays. You remember that play over at third base with Owen, or not Owen, I apologize. Quinton, and is it Deese? Yeah. Yeah, Grease. Yeah, Gress. I'm so sorry. Gress. Yes, where it bounced off his knee, and it was amazing.
Looks like Thorpe up to the plate, and he's going to be out at first.
And up to bat will be Jared Rivera. I learned this from talking with Jared. He doesn't even like Major League Baseball.
I thought that was interesting when I was reading through the booklet that we put together. He's an NBA and an NFL fan.
Yeah, doesn't he? He had a home run over the weekend, too. And he told me...
Huge cut.
He told me they've been calling him Aaron Judge. He wears number 99, so I mean... Oof. Another big cut.
I'll tell you what, if he connects...
It's going. He's from Wilmington, Delaware, too, so another person on the team that's from out of state. They must recruit very well.
A chop.
Ooh.
It hit the runner.
Ooh.
but the umpire called that one foul.
Pitch to Jared. Outside, it's a ball. Nunnery comes to home, but no advance by the runners.
And Rivera. Feeling motivated? Would you like to get a jump start on your college education? Central Penn College is offering a $2,000 Early Start Scholarship. The Early Start Scholarship is available to students who get a head start on their education by enrolling for Central Penn's summer academic term. Scholarship recipients will be awarded $2,000 to be divided over their first 4 terms of tuition. Up to 90 students are awarded the Early Start Scholarship annually. Apply to Central Penn College today by visiting centralpenn.edu/apply.
Derek Danko just walked into the dugout. He's a player for the Knights who is on the injured list. Would like to thank again Yuli. Ian just walked in and Yuli bought the crew today Arby's.
That was very nice.
That was. You don't. Oh, it's a great Coke. Can't beat it.
And we go to the 6th here. Score 18-2 as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Padilla looks to pick up the W today. And Edwards up to bat. A foul bunt attempt there. Seems like an odd call down 16 runs, but hey, you got to get started somewhere. A little high from Padilla. Okay, that was very close but foul. Home plate umpire made the call. Being joined here by the Nightly News, Professor Paul Miller, Brian Christiana here at In the Net in Palmyra. Inside from Padilla. The Knights in the driver's seat thanks to a 14-run 4th inning. Capped off by a Jerry Biller III home run. And another foul there for Edwards. Padilla. Off speed. Kept alive by Edwards. Base is empty. And a fastball hit to center. Strevig with the catch. He's played some good center field in relief of Fulp today. And up to the plate, number 4, James Jackson. And a foul from Jackson. Jackson made nearly an amazing play at first base earlier in the game. And Padilla, fastball, and that's off the monster. Heading into second, very close play. Jackson makes it into second. And Reyes will be up next. Reyes had a shot at the mound today. Did walk in 2 runs. And went to nunnery. Looks like the ump took that one off the mask there. .415 here in the net in Palmyra. Remember, college games when there are doubleheaders are 7 innings, so we will be going to the bottom of the 6th here. And should Central Penn hold on in the top of the 7th, the game will be over. We really appreciate all of you viewers out there. We know you've been looking forward to us doing this initiative. Obviously, the number of cancellations and postponements delayed our opportunity to come out and do the live streaming of the sports, but we really appreciate the support we're getting now. So please subscribe to our channel and sign up for notifications when we're going live. We will be back this Friday, April 20th at 6 o'clock against Christiana, and we'll be back on the 8th of May for the final home game.
Grounder to Ardondo
Against Manor College. So Reyes, the fielder's choice, sends Jackson to third. Padilla in line for the victory. Beautiful pitch, just catching the outside corner. And a foul there for number 24, Cody Rack.
How about that hit in the left field?
It definitely was...
Had the distance.
It had the distance, but it was also very high. Did hit off the top of the wall.
Yeah.
And especially because the first pitch on that offering, he bunted.
Yeah.
So he's obviously got the power. Just outside from Padilla. Long fly ball, but it looks like they're actually coming in now to grab that.
Good catch by Gabe.
And the third out recorded. No, the Valley Forge has not scored since the second inning, which brings the Knights to an 18-2 lead.
And I was told that there is no mercy rule, so they will play the full 7 innings.
I always did think it was interesting how they did that. I think it comes into play in certain times. I do know that we are playing 7, but I do know that, and thank you for finding that out for me there, Brian.
Yeah. Oh, there's a new pitcher in.
And this will be number 5, Marcus Fultz. Fultz has pitched 5 1/3 this year, giving up 9 hits, 11 runs, and a 10.50 ERA. Do you dream of playing sports at the collegiate level? Well, Central Penn College might be the right fit for you. Our unique sports offerings allow our students to keep their competitive spirits alive while pursuing their academic goals. Although we are a small college, the Knights are mighty. Did you know that Central Penn College competes regularly against NCAA Division I schools? If you're interested in becoming a Knight, please visit centralpennknights.com and fill out our recruitment form. We look forward to being joined, if not the second game today, the doubleheader on Friday with Athletic Director Dave Baker. I'm sure that he is very excited for this initiative that we've started today with the Nightly News. This has been a long time coming, very stressful situations on occasion.
Yes.
But we're here. And again, thank you to Brian, Christiana, and Kemmerer, who basically helped us get this off of the ground from the students. You guys did a huge project last term, and Ian's running the behind-the-scenes tech support. He's helping run the camera, and he is also helping to make sure that everything is going out to you appropriately.
Did you see that? Did you see that throw by the catcher?
Good thing it was in between innings.
Yes.
Number 18, Jacob Dybert, freshman, is up to bat. And number 5, Marcus Fultz.
Fultz is ready. Dybert's ready.
We are in the bottom of the 6th inning, 18-2 Knights.
So this will probably be the last time, it could be the last time we see the Knights bat for this game.
I would hope so.
Yes, we hope so. As we talked about them before, the Senators have a home game tonight for our Harrisburg fans. Reading is in town. They walked off last night.
I'll tell you, I know that a lot of people in Harrisburg are looking forward to Tim Tebow coming into town.
Yes.
On the ground there for Dybert. And the play on to first. Cody Rack makes another nice play there.
Miguel Arredondo is up to bat for the Knights.
And this is a guy that looks like he's a super utility. He's played some second, some third, has caught, also plays outfield. We saw him in left. He's also played right. So this is a guy that's been very, very useful for the Knights.
Oh.
And a line drive into the gap.
But it's caught by the right fielder. And I think that might be Brian Edwards.
That was a nice shot, but it looked like Edwards was shading him that way.
Yeah.
So maybe some advanced scouting going on.
Yeah.
And we hope to see Arredondo going in future games. Now up number 11, Gabe Arellano. Got a lot of guys here from Lancaster, actually.
Yeah.
4 guys on the team. 2 from McCaskey High. 2 from Conestoga Valley. We're not far from Lancaster here in Palmyra. Hopefully some of these guys, friends and family, are able to make it up for the game today.
Yeah, Hershey's not that far from Lancaster, I found out. Yeah, it's...
Beautiful day for a game, Brian. I believe they said it's going to get up to about 58 degrees. I think currently we're sitting at about 56.
I'll take it.
Slight breeze. Just outside.
It's drastically, wow, yeah, it has the weather. The temperature has drastically gone up since we started this game when it was 49 degrees.
Yeah, I was thinking, it was, they were talking about a high of almost 60 today, and I said, when we coming over here, it definitely was not 60.
No, Norlana will walk. And up to bat for the Knights will be, looks like Drew Myers will be up to bat. Drew Myers has been to the plate a lot today.
Myers has 2 singles, scored 3 runs. In that wild exchange last inning, Brian, where he was caught in a rundown. And heads up play scored. Another ball.
Yeah.
Man on first.
Oh.
Caught it off the end of the bat.
Oh, I thought that was going to take a bad bounce.
Rack goes to first for the 3rd out.
Yes, that is the end of the inning.
Rack, with a couple of putouts there, retires the side with 1 hit. And a clean inning there for the Knights. But the Knights still lead thanks to a 14-run 4th inning, 18-2.
It looks like I think we're going to have a new pitcher, and we will. We haven't seen him at all today. Emmett Enslin, number 38, is coming in for the Knights.
The interesting thing here for Enslin is if he can get out of this inning relatively unscathed, he will be the closer in this situation, as the Knights will not have to play the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, Brian, as we come to the end of this first game here, I want to, again, thank you so much for all of your hard work. You and Ian both have done a really nice job, and I appreciate everything you've done, not only just coming out today, but also all the background information that you've done. Brian and Ian are going to be with you Friday night with also Professor Tom Davis will join you. I'll be back in the play-by-play chair on May the 8th and be joining you again, Brian. So
yeah, thanks again. I feel like this was a good game for us. We had, at least it was a very successful game for the Knights, and for us as well. We had fun, and this is just the beginning.
We will be back. We are going to take a break from the live stream at the end of the first game. Depending on how quickly they transition between games, we may have a quick interview on our Facebook page. But we will be taking a short break between games. Do tune back in. Set up a notification. So as soon as we come back live, you will get a notification and find out and join us. Emmett Enslin out of Reading, Pennsylvania. He's 6 foot 190, and he's a sophomore.
Emmett's a Yankees fan. I know that. He's a huge Yankees fan. He is a residential student. He is very dedicated. I've noticed he is very dedicated in the weight room. I see when I go to the underground, I always see Emmett.
Well, Brian, we're going to have to start a trend. We're going to have to name the Nightly News Player of the Game.
Yes,
and we do. And we will do that directly at the end of this inning, and may even do it prior to that. Of course, we're going to have a discussion on who that player might be. High and tight.
It actually hits the batter.
Looked like, well, the ump called him to first, so it was a hit batsman by Enslin.
Up to bat for the Patriots is number 29. Number 29 is Nicholas Chiarella. Oh, Enslin has him swinging.
Waves at that one. That looked like a changeup. I do like what I have seen a lot of from the pitching today is a lot of really good off-speed stuff.
Yeah, they've really stepped up since the first inning.
Enslin inside.
That's a ball.
Chiarella digs in. Down 18-2.
Oh, that's a grounder to third base. Oh, out of Livingston's. Well, no, it's not even. Oh.
Dibert.
That's who it
Dibert knocks the ball down, saving at least a base there. An excellent attempt.
And up to bat now is Ryan Finch, a freshman out of Westminster, Maryland for the Patriots. Yeah, Chiarella on first. Then you have Andres Rondal Garcia on second. Enslin throws, ball outside. Count is 1-0 to Finch.
Well, after further discussion, although I do want to make sure we get out of this inning, Brian, do you want to go ahead and announce the Nightly News, the first ever Nightly News player of the game here on our Nightly News YouTube channel?
The Nightly News player of the game is Quinton Heckard.
Quinton, 3 hits, 2 steals, 3 runs, 2 tremendous plays in the field. We, of course, would be remiss to mention Jerry Biller III. Obviously, he had a wonderful game as well. But the Nightly News player of the game for Game 1 of this doubleheader, Quinton Heckard. We're going to see if we can't get Quinton to be on the show here on our Facebook page after the game.
Oh,
nice pitch for strike number 2. Oh, strike 3.
To Ryan Finch.
Swinging.
And up to bat now is Zachary Nunnery.
Nunnery 0 for 3 on the day.
Strike 1 thrown by Emmett.
First and second, 1 down. Top of the 7th inning. This will be it if Central Penn can close it up. And a pop-up.
Pop-up, and it looks like Dibert. And he has it.
Just being joined now by Dave Baker. He's going to catch the last half inning here of the first game.
You guys sound great, man. Sound great on the radio.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you can hear us. Knights lead 18-2.
Foul tip.
First and second, 1 out.
And it's Aaron Klein up to bat. He went to Agora Bible College previously. And he's from North Royalton in Ohio. Enslin throws it high.
Little high.
Yep.
One down, top 7. Enslin the pitch. Called strike. Catches that inside corner. And the pitch
Oh!
struck him out. And that'll do it. Central Penn, 18. Valley Forge, 2. Quinton Heckard, our player of the game for the Nightly News. We are going to take a slight break, and we will join you momentarily for the second half of the doubleheader, coming back here in just a few minutes. For Brian, Christiana, and Paul Miller, this is, and from In the Net and Palmyra, we will be back for the second game of the doubleheader very, very shortly.